Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jimmy and welcome to my new video. So this video is going to be a little bit different, and what I'm doing today is reviewing SLR Lounge's Mastering HDR Photography Workshop DVD. So I'd like to thank them very much for sending this out for review purposes, and let's jump right into it. So it doesn't really matter what you shoot, whether it's landscapes, cars, architecture, or pretty much anything else for that matter, chances are you've attempted some HDR photography at some point while owning a camera. Now many people tend to be put off by HDR photography, and I think the reason for this is the typical over-processed looking photos that seem to fill the internet. Now this doesn't really have to be the case for HDR photography, and I think many newer photographers don't realize there can be a much more natural look to HDR photos, and that is exactly what this DVD is designed for. So over the extensive 13-hour course covering 25 different examples, Pi goes over every single detail from preparing for your shoot all the way up to exporting the final image. Now being claimed to be ideal for both amateurs and professionals alike, I was extremely interested in getting my hands on this DVD, especially considering most of my work consists of landscapes and car photography. Now the HDR technique taught throughout this DVD is something I've never really considered before, and it's definitely encouraged me to increase the amount of HDR work I attempt. So without any further delays, let's take a look at the DVD in more detail and go over what you can expect after purchasing it. So after you download and unpack the large set of files from SLR Lounge, you have two different options for playback of the DVD. You can either open them the typical way by using a media player on your computer, or you can use the clever playback menu designed for this DVD. Now this is a huge positive because what the playback menu does is it automatically lays out all of the files with a full chapter and video list. Now this allows for easy and quick navigation throughout the DVD, or easily find where you left off last time. Now the first three chapters of the DVD can be quite tiresome, as Pi covers almost 2.5 hours of introductions, gear recommendations, camera settings, and alternative considerations, all relating to HDR photography. Now although this can be quite daunting at first, Pi does give you the alternative to skip forward, but strongly recommends that you cover these important chapters at some point. However, after these first three chapters, the work begins and you're thrown into the first of many different tutorials. Now the programs used throughout these tutorials include Adobe Lightroom 4, Adobe Photoshop, and Photomatix Pro. Now don't worry if you don't have these specific programs. It's more the techniques shown throughout this DVD that will help you the most, and these can easily be translated into the programs that you choose to use. Now I definitely recommend viewing the examples in order, as Pi starts off by explaining it in as much detail as possible. Now of course this is a huge positive, however some sections as mentioned previously can get a little tiresome, especially when you're watching someone remove dust specks for 5 minutes. However, the process is then sped up for future tutorials, and this just ensures that you're left with no questions unanswered. A great addition to the DVD is the inclusion of all example files used throughout the tutorials. This is especially useful if you wanted to follow along step by step to help you learn that way, or if you're unable to capture your own raw files at the time. Now moving on to the production quality side of things, and the overall quality of the DVD is very good. The video files themselves are 720p resolution, which is sufficient, and the audio quality is great as well. There's no issues with any of the recording as well, from Pi talking in front of the camera, location shooting, and screen recording. It's all very clear and easy to follow along with. Now the way Pi teaches is also very good, being casual yet very informative, all mixed in with a good sense of humor. So if you're interested in knowing the kind of quality you can expect, I've put a link in the description to the first video of the DVD on the SLR Lounge YouTube channel. So to quickly sum things up for you, if you're looking at furthering your knowledge and experience with HDR photography, or just looking at getting started in it, I'd highly recommend this DVD for you. The amount of knowledge and information packed into this 13-hour course is invaluable. It's definitely worth the price, and I'm positive it'll encourage you to rethink the amount of HDR photography you attempt. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button to spread the video and help my channel grow. The next video will be back to a normal video, and at this point in time it's going to be Lightroom vs Photoshop, since that is a question I get asked constantly. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.